I don't know enough about Todd Bowley and his management style to give any sort of proper assessment. I don't follow I think it's the LA Dodgers he's involved with, it's the LA Lakers, amongst other things. I mean, we don't have much to go on when it comes to the Premier League and his ownership, his stewardship, except with Thomas Tuchel. So I'm going to ask you first, Danny, what's going through his mind right now? I mean, this is an expensive squad that he's put together and also partially inherited. How much time do you think he's going to give Graham Potter? He didn't give Thomas Tuchel that much time since he took over.
No, but he's now buying more players. Chelsea are buying players that they probably don't need. You know, they're buying more defenders. You know, they've signed, you know, the lad from Monaco today was a 21-year-old defender. That's not what they need at the moment. You know, I get maybe they're thinking of, well, we'll buy young players. We can build on them, grow them, sell them on maybe in the future. But Chelsea need something now. They need a proper centre forward. They need somebody creative in that midfield. No creativity, you know, whatsoever in that midfield. Even Gallagher, when he comes on, he's not going to run games for you. You know, okay, he's energetic, but he needs people in and around him to be able to do that. Chelsea, the squad that they've got, the money that they've spent, they're currently behind Brentford, Brighton and Fulham. I mean, that's unbelievable, really. You know, they should not be anywhere near that situation with the players that they have. And you have to start looking at Graham Potter and say, OK, yeah, he did well at Brighton, but what is his style of play at Chelsea? I'm not quite sure, is the answer. I don't see that they've got a real identity. I think at Brighton, they played on the counter-attack. At Chelsea, I'm still waiting to see what Graham Potter's Chelsea is all about. He's had, 15, 16 games to do that now.
Yeah, they're about the same distance. In fact, I think the exact same distance from the top four than they are from the relegation zone. They're just kind of pottering along, if you excuse the pun there. Over 200 million spent on the defence now, Mark, under the new ownership. Over 200 million pounds. Yet Danny is saying that they need a creative midfielder, they need an attacker. Why hasn't that been addressed? Why wasn't it addressed last year? They knew Werner was leaving. They knew Lukaku was leaving.
Well, they've only just appointed, technical director. So that search, the hunt for one, has been for ongoing for such a long period of time now. So I think that's had a part to play. I think there's been lack of real direction, of real planning. But again, you know what? Look, this is a very different Chelsea Football Club, the new ownership. What are their intentions? We don't know. We don't know what his plan is. Obviously, by looking at the players that they're bringing in, it's about the future. So is it a plan of, have they budgeted in, okay, these next couple of seasons we may not finish Champions League, and that's okay, in their opinion. We just don't know yet, do we? And I think it's a case of getting rid of Thomas Tuchel when they did, was almost reeking of the owner basically wanting to put his own mark on the manager, wanting to get rid of another key figure in the previous ownership. And when we see that with with managers coming to new clubs and getting rid of players, they want to stamp their own authority regardless of how well the team's done previously. And I just think we're in a position now with Chelsea, no one really knows what their plan is. And that will play out over the course of the next remainder of the season, that's for sure, and then the coming seasons. But the fans obviously will have something to say about it if they don't finish in a European place.